Racism is central to America.
White supremacy has been embedded in the United States of America from its founding.
Race is driving almost everything that's happening in the country.
The longer you are in the Tea Party, the more racist you become.
Well, those clips are part one of an investigation into the annual White Privilege Conference, held about a month ago in Madison, Wisconsin. The event is a gathering for teachers, students, and others designed to educate them on the quote, privilege and oppression experienced by Americans of all colors. But when a group of investigators went in to see what this conference was all about, they say what they actually saw was a crash course in bashing capitalism and even Christianity. Kyle Olson is founder of the Education Action Group Foundation that sent those cameras into this year's conference. Kyle, thanks for being here. And so this is actually the 15th annual White Privilege Conference. This is something they do annually. And why is it? How did they go from talking about white privilege to bashing capitalism?
Because their theory is that capitalists created race as a way to divide the working class. And so their theory is that if we are able to eliminate capitalism, we can unite the working class and overthrow the capitalists. That's their theory.
Are these clips?
They claim that this is actually.
Are these clips out of context? Because you can take anybody and take half their sentence and put it on the screen, and they're out of context, and it's not fair.
No, we don't take things out of context because, I mean, our credibility is everything. And this is simply the teaser. This is part one. We have 4 parts that are coming out at progressivestoday.com all this week where there will be more context, more inflammatory statements, and so people can go to that website and judge for themselves.
You know, I look at the events and the lectures that you guys covered that were offered there. Here's one for the audience, one example. White women, internalized sexism and white superiority. What does that mean? This is what is that course on exactly? And then there's against the Tea Party movement, and you can see some of the other ones on the board. These were actual conferences, events?
Yes, they are. And what's so disturbing about this is, as you said earlier, taxpayer dollars from universities, school districts, cities went to pay for this conference, went to send educators to this conference. And one of the clips that we'll release later this week, one of the speakers actually says, we can't talk about the Reconstruction in 11th and 12th grade. That's too late. We need to get to 4- and 5-year-olds.
Let me ask you this. I realize some of these statements are, eye-opening, to put it mildly, like that business about the longer you're in the Tea Party, the more racist you become. However, some of the message they seem to be raising speaks to, privilege that you may have and you may not even know. For example, they say in this video, I'm privileged. If I want to, I can arrange to be around people of my race most of the time. I can go shopping, fairly assured I won't be followed or harassed. I can be pretty sure if I ask to speak with the person in charge, I'll face a person of my race. Things like that, that sort of stop people who are white and make you say, you know what? That is my experience. And maybe they're just trying to raise awareness of how non-white individuals live life in America right now.
And I think if that's what it was, that would make sense. And I think schools should do that. Educators should do that. But they go way beyond that. I mean, they attack capitalism. They attack Christianity. They attack the Enlightenment, because the Enlightenment brought about the individual and the importance of the individual versus the collective. And so one of the speakers, which we'll release later this week, they actually attack the Enlightenment. That's how unhinged and how crazy these people are. But again, see, what they're doing is they're training educators. There were 2,400 people at this conference. They just absorb this information, and then they go out to their classrooms across the country, and they teach very young kids this sort of rhetoric and propaganda.
It's interesting. Kyle, we'll continue to follow it. We'll watch your website, too. Thanks.
Thank you.